JV and Dr.Anamika Ahirwar, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Basis of Software Engineering. Uh, First of all, I would like to tell you about the definitions given by the authors. Uh, as per the Fitzbeer, what he says that software engineering is the establishment and use of sound engineering principles, methods, tools that can be used to produce high quality software that is reliable and works efficiently on real machines. And if we are talking about the IEEE, so what IEEE says that software engineering is the application of a systematic, disciplined, quantifiable approach to the development, operations and maintenance of software. So uh, uh, basically the in short you can say that software engineering is that branch of engineering where software could be developed using well tested, well proved engineering principles, procedures and the respective methods. Okay, so that is, you can say, the software engineering. Okay, so let us understand what software engineering stands for. The term is made of two words, that is software and engineering. Now, what is software? As we all know about that, software is basically just you can say program code. You have learned in your basic computers the definition of software. Okay, there's a just a program code. It is just a software. Okay, so a program is what? It is an executable code which serves some computational purposes, like if just for an example, if you want to add two numbers. Okay, so what you will do, if you are using software, then there is some programming code you need to initialize there. Okay, so you have to, for that you have to initialize the variables and the operators, then only you can add the two numbers or more than two numbers as per your coding is done. Okay, so and that if a code is written, and then after what you will do, it is mandatory to be executed, because without execution you will cannot get the output. Okay, so there's an input and the output, there's a source and the destination. Okay, so in between there is an execution process, so that in that execution mode, that the program is in the executable code, we call it as a. Okay, so software is considered to be collection of executable programming code, associated libraries and documentations. And the software, when made for a specific requirement, is called software product. Okay, just for an example, if you want to automate your library. Okay, what does it mean, the automation? It is nothing but it it is just kind of a platform in which you can search, you can do all the tasks digitally, right? Oh, so means, I mean, you don't want to, or you no need to go there for to search that particular book or issue that book. Okay, everything is going to be automatic. So what is the basic requirement of that? So first of all, you need to input the things, means there are some source code you have to develop, and after that execution, then you will get the final output. Now if we are talking about the college automations like fees automation or ERP, okay, so what you will do, the requirement is different. That's why I am saying that software, when made for a specific requirement, is called software product, right? I think it should be clear to you all. Now come to the engineering word. What does it mean, the engineering? It is all about developing products using well defined scientific principles in methods. Engineering means what? You are using some type of technologies, okay, some kind of algorithms, some methods, which you can say the logically you can say, okay, because nowadays word which is very common, smart work. We all are doing work, right? Have you ever seen that some peoples are in a limited time will give a better results? What is the reason behind? Because they are doing smart work, okay, as comparative to the other workers. Because nowadays everything is going on, or you can say we are basically living in this digital era. So every people wants to be that quick quick result. So we people don't have such a type of patience, so that we don't want to wait or waste our time, you can say precious time. So there we apply the engineering techniques, so that the work we are doing, it will be easy going, okay, so it will be helpful while working. So there are of course some scientific and some type of like logically methods which are developed, so that those methods we will apply during the processing. Now come to the conventional methods of software engineering. Uh, in this, we'll see the analysis concept and principles, analysis modeling, designing concepts and principles, architectural designs, user interface design. These are some methods through which we are using in the software engineering. Means if we have some task, then we have to follow some some type of rules or some type of principles. So if I'm giving you an example of a teacher or a student. In a class there are a number of students. Every students have different standard of understanding, or you can say the level of understanding. And the teacher, the faculty have to tackle all those students in equality, okay. So what the faculty do, okay, so every student um, um, their level of learning is different. It varies person to person. So the faculty should be used the different methodology for teaching for or to teach that particular topic. Because some students like this method and others are like that method. So it varies person to person, okay. So here also in the software engineering, it totally depends on the product which the software engineer developed. So on the basis of that, they will see which conventional method they will like to prefer. Now come to the software life cycle. Uh, of course, if you are a developer and you are developing some software, or you can say application, So you need to follow a life cycle. Okay, in that life cycles there are various stages, you can say, or phases, you can say. The first phase is the requirement analysis, and the second is the design in, then construction, then testing, then after installation, maintenance, and the retirement. Okay, as I discussed in my first video, that is the overview of software engineering. Analysis is very much important, because on the basis of analysis we will plan, or we plan some strategy, you can say, for that task. Okay, so if from the very beginning, if analysis is not done properly, then our product, what we exactly want to be, then we will not able to get that product, or we will not able to develop that product, or the software, or you can say that application. Okay, so after analysis, designing should be there. So designing should be like that. It should be easy to use, yeah, and easy to handle, and for the security point of view, and for the how you're, if you are creating a website, then it should be attractive. If for the marketing website, you think about in that manner. Okay, like it should be attractive. If you are developing a website for the educational point of view, that it should be sober, and it should be not that as much as interactive, that you have made in that in management. Okay, so it all depends for which purpose and to whom you are developing that software, and where this software or application is used by. Okay, then after the construction, after designing, you need to construct those things. So how to start, and how to go, and to which area or which part you will distribute to that particular team member, or the team, you can say. So there is a construction phase. Then after construction, after completing your product, testing should be done, because if in a project, you have to divide those software into a number of modules. Okay, so those modules, after completion, they will be compiled, or they will merge into one, so that we will get the package. Okay, so individually it's okay, fine, they are running properly, they are executing properly, they give the right results. Then sometimes that the problem for the software engineer or developer is that they have seen while when they merge or compile those modules into one. So they will see that bug or a problem after merging. They will not give the right output, what he is expected. Okay, so again, testing is done. So testing part is basically important part, because what you have done, what you have created or developed, should be should be going properly. Okay, or you can say should be run properly. Then installation for some applications, there are extra things which are required, like if like I'm giving you a simple example. If you are using a desktop, okay, and nowadays, in this digital era, so the different faculty members are taking your lectures digitally online. That means, okay, so if you are interacting face to face communication between the faculty and the students, so there is a requirement of some extra device like camera. So but that person has only a desktop. Okay, so then what he will do, he will just install or attach a camera, and for that there is a connectivity, of course, which is required. and there is a need for installation of that particular whatever you wish to like to attach for that application. Okay, then only yeah, the faculty can take the lecture, or say you can say communicate face to face, right? So sometimes installation is very much important. And after that, maintenance, of course. If you are using something daily, like if you are using your laptops or smartphones on the daily basis, very frequently you are using just applications, so there is a requirement of maintenance, delete some temp files, and regularly you need to install updates, and regularly you need to scan your system, because if you are using the internet, there's a probability of coming the viruses in your system. So maintenance should be important. Then after retirement, after some time your laptop is retired, because your system is retired, because there is some life of every product, every software. Okay, so sometimes you will see that there are some DLL files which are missing, and something which is corrupt, and something which is not updated. Okay, because there are some latest versions which will come, and this old version is not able to run in that particular platform. Like if you are using a very 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 high configuration, so sometimes the lower level are not supported by that thing. So these are the phases, you can say, of the software life cycle. Now come to the analysis, concept and principles. uh, in the analysis, first of all, the understand the problem domain of the problem, because if until and unless you are not able to get the or understand the problem, you will not be able to design or to frame, or like you can say the plan out the strategy of that particular task. So there is a need for that particular software which you will be developed. Like I am giving an example. Previously, when we are in the childhood, then that time there are the calculators. I think you people remember that. So that time there's no smartphones, and then no desktop, laptops, palm tops, okay, tabs. So they peoples are using the calculators. Okay, so as a day by day, as the days passes on, uh, if we frequently require the calculations for, if you are purchasing something, or if you are a mathematical mathematical types of questions, so there is a requirement that there is something which is you can carry all the time. You can use that thing anytime, anywhere. So there a calculator is found in the form of application. So nowadays you see a calculator in your systems and the smartphones, so that you can use anytime, anywhere. Okay, so this is there's a problem to me. So what I want to say is, until and unless we are not facing the problems, we are not think about that problem, that how we can give the solution of that problem. Okay, so the next is the define the functionalities of the software. Of course, every software has different functionalities. Okay, so you need to define those functionalities, then represent the behavior of the software, how this software behaves, like how in which platform, it will run, or what are the things which are required for, like if you are using 4G, sorry I mean Geo SIM, then there is a requirement, there is a mandatory requirement that your mobile or your smartphone should be 4G. Okay, so without 4G mobile you cannot be able to use that Geo SIM. Okay, so there is, you can say, the foundation, there is a limit, so, or you can say there is a requirement. Okay, the next is the partition, the method, sorry, models, that models uh, depict information, function and behavior. So if you are building a model, then what does it depict? It depicts information and their function and how that function behaves like. Okay, so these are some basic principles, you can say, while you are using in the analysis. Now come to the analysis procedures. In analysis procedures, requirement collection is important, customer communication is very important. You can communicate to customers through questionnaire, interviews, etc. So that you can gather the information, what the customer think about that, and what is in mind, and what they want that what they require exactly. Okay, so there is very important to know the views of the customers. So for that there are some methods like questionnaires, interviews, so that it will be helpful for for knowing the customers point of view. Okay, then come to the modeling. Of course, after analysis, you should be prepare a model, because uh, uh, during planning, you build a model. On the basis of that model, you will create a strategy, or you can say follow that plan, so that you will be able to finish that task in that deadline. Okay, so it is important to prepare a model. Then the partitioning. Partitioning means what? If you analyze the things, and if I'm giving an example of the team leader, then what the team leader do? Team leader knows the skills, talents and the capacity of every team member. So what he did is, he partition, or you can say divide that project, or you can say that task to those team members which are involved in that team, right? So partitioning should be done there to ease our task in and to complete it in a given time frame, because time frame here is very much important. Okay, so the next you see here is prototyping. Prototyping is what? It is a type, you can say that a small, a model, so through which you follow that and do your task. Task means the software or application you are developing. Okay, so you need to prepare on the basis of the analysis. So that's why you can say, while developing a software or application, there is a prototype which is required. Okay, so the next is the requirement specification. It is very clear in the mind of the developer that what are the requirements which customer, or you can say client, wants. What is the requirement is important. On the basis of the requirement, the developer will develop that product. Okay, so requirement specification is very important, because the if customer is not satisfied, that means what he what the client required is not getting what he have developed and giving to the client. Okay, so this is important. Now see this analysis modeling. In this diagram you see that there are various modeling methods like data dictionary, diagram, data flow diagram, state transition diagrams. So here you see the process function specification, here data object descriptions, and the behavior control is specification. Okay, so these all are, as I told you in the starting, that according to the behavior of that choose you choose the model. Okay, so uh, as per the requirement, you can say, where if a teacher teaches different classes, okay, and every class have a different standard of understanding, so they are not follow that the same methodology in every class. Okay, and for every student, because every this thing varies accordingly, so they are applying different methodologies to different classes, different students. Same here, they are using different analysis modeling. Wherever the model suits for that particular application, they will apply. Somewhere the data object descriptions like diagram are used, somewhere data dictionary like in the data flow diagram. So as per the requirement, they will choose the analysis modeling. This will be easily understandable by the persons that where the data will flow, because you can see when the flow exactly, you can say, right. Now come to the software project management. In this software project management, there are 4 P's of project management. First is the people, then product, process, and the project. People means the clients, the developers. Okay, what software project means? A project which is managed properly. Okay, because management is very important in every task, right? So what does it mean? That if a project manager manages the project in an efficient manner, then he will be the good project manager. So they are basically focused on the people, product, process, and the project. Product is what? Product is the output of that task. Process is what? It is the ongoing, in which you are following some models, you are following some system life cycle phases. And the project is what? The thing which you are developing. Okay, that is the project. So these are the difference between all 4 P's. Now come to the software quality. Software quality is achieved through a disciplined approach, which is called as the software engineering. And the software quality can be defined, described, and measured. Okay, and this can be accessed before any code has been written, and this cannot be tested into a product. Now come to the quality assurance. Software quality assurance, there are some goals. The first goal is to improve software quality by monitoring both the process and the product. Second, to ensure compliance with all local standards for software engineering. Then to ensure that any product defect, process variance, or standard non-compliance is noted and fixed. So these are the goals of the software quality assurance. Now come to the software testing. Software testing, you can say it is an activity which is aimed at evaluating an attribute or capability of a program or system to verify that it meets its required results. And the software testing, it is the process of executing software in a controlled manner. And this testing is the process of executing a program with an intent to find errors, a process of verification and validations. So these are the things which in which you are using in the software testing while you are testing the software which you developed. If we are talking about the IEEE definition, so what is the definition of testing according to the IEEE? He said the process of exercising or evaluating a system by manual or automatic means to verify that it satisfies specified requirements or to identify differences between expected and actual results. Now there are some points to remember while testing. The first is testing is the process of executing a program to find an error. It is impossible to test any module or system completely where in which there are practicals and theoretical limitations. Correcting the error can introduce another error. Testing can prevent errors, find them early. Testing is best done by independent testers. Generally, the person who codes the module carries out the unit testing. Okay, so these are some points you should remember while you are doing testing or while you are in the testing phase. Why is testing required? This is a good question. Basically, we divide it into three parts like general, business and professional. In the general part, developers are not infallible. Requirements, implications are not seen. Find the bugs and limitations. So that these are the some general things. So that for this to overcome this, we need required testing. Okay. The second is the business. In this, post-release debugging is too expensive. Reputation, sales, operations also affected. Hazardous bugs like live property. These are the things which you can say in terms of the business perspective. Okay, so due to this, testing is required. If you're talking about the professional front, means test case design, challenging, rewarding. Good testing gives confidence in work. Systematic test is effective. So for this we are doing testing. Okay, so these are some reasons in the general, business and professional purposes. So testing is required. Now thank you so much. This is all about today's session. This session powered by digital version 2.0 Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.